I can't stop singing. Oh, love that will not let me go. I rest my weary soul on thee. I'm going to have to look up the full wording or listen to the entire song, but that's on my heart this morning. And before I get into today's message, Bobette and Caroline, you're surrounded by pure white light. And I think you should use this time for some prayer and some meditation and, work some things out. Some things are to come that will bolster your strength. I'll leave it at that for now. Now, I'm going to talk about a few things. Number one, the first question is, what is the symbol for the AMA? That's the American Medical Association. And what does those two snakes wrapped around the pole represent? Let's pause that for now. Then we want to go back into the religion that is dominant in Jamaica, which is Christianity. And we're going to examine the whole idea of communion, the thing or the event of drinking blood and eating flesh. Drink the wine, it is the blood of Christ, and eat the flesh, that's his flesh. Nobody was telling anyone anything other than the plain truth. And you don't think that's a cult. Nobody would ever think of it. In the story with Abraham putting his son on an altar and ready to sacrifice him until, because of his faithfulness, an animal was provided, and he was then allowed to put that on the altar and sacrifice it. And the Bible is filled with stories of sacrifice and, offerings. Now, we are told that Cain and Abel was asked to do their regular sacrifices, and that one's brother wanted to offer the things that he planted, and the other offered his animal. The one who planted the food and the crop, when it put it on the altar, it was not accepted. It was rejected by the God. I mean, who are we kidding? Anyways, throw that away too. Now we're seeing the story of a man who is said to be connected or is said to be the leader of a cult. But here's the strangest thing. And for my few friends who always draw me back to say, no, 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 this is not enough. I want more. You would have heard me show you symbols of angels without head and, angel with the wing up into the heavens, declaring Jamaica as a space where these rituals are happening. Now, here's the thing, people. Go back if you get an opportunity and listen to that man, because what we're hearing now is a lot of false information. That man that they said is the leader of the cult, I have listened at least 6 or 7 ceremonies of this man, and I have never heard him say that he's God. Not one time. I see this picture of this man with some very prominent people. So the question for me now is, who did he piss off? It's alleged that he's been under surveillance for a while. So you're telling me that someone is allowed to operate in Jamaica for a long time, knowing that they're offering rituals of people. How long were you going to wait for? But here's the thing. One of the men that I see in my vision in that room with those prominent world class people, he was on the scene with the police officers. That man, that in the dream that I saw with his arm around the neck of a female, and he was using like a needle to pump into her veins. He was on the scene with the cops. I was like, Almighty Yah. Psychological warfare, people. Psychological warfare. And that supposed leader of the cult must have rubbed the wrong button or pushed the wrong button and it got stuck. Kevin Smith said a lot. He said a lot. He offended a lot of people. They're all running with it. But your queen is not one of them. Christianity isn't a cult by every stretch of the imagination. A man being laid out on a cross and sacrificed so that you can live. What is that? How different would that be from what you're seeing? The child is born and is hunted. They're looking for it to get rid of it. And it had to be hidden. Cult. Cult. You have to go under the water and you have to die and come up a new man. Death. It's filled with death and sacrifice. But from time to time, I tell you that the spirits come and lead me. It is there already. The information is there. So the spirits take me there to say, well, this is what it is. Even though there is no inability to just whisper and say it to me in my ears, but to get me on a certain trajectory so I'm understanding where the spirit is leading. So it goes right back there, and there's some truth there and some things hidden there, some secrets that can be reversed in there. But under the arm, they went with that book into Africa and gathered the people and put them in a ship and headed out. The Spanish did that. Sacrifice millions of people. What you talking about? It's so interesting when Black people are lying around a certain story and then they decide that they want to come and make it look like, oh, this is so glorious because we did this, when they are all involved in these rituals and these sacrifices and involved in a religion that is responsible for the death of millions of my people. No go with no political nonsense. And guess what? The psychological game. It's up, not gonna lie. Because now the people are going to be eating in the palm of their hands. On one hand, the people in Jamaica, they love Obia, even though they love to deny it. They love Obia. It is a part of their, their system. They love it. That's why these stories are so believable and people get so excited. And on the other hand, the situation going on with the little children that are mysteriously disappearing and thankfully turning up with stories about love and compassion for the one who took them. Hey, psychological warfare. It's deep. Stay blessed.